अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ देखना ही नहीं, अब क्रिकेट का मजा जीने का टाइम है। कॉल आया, मैच को पॉज कीजिए और वहीं से फिर शुरू कीजिए। देखिए मैच हर एंगल से। अब अपने मन पसंदीदा शॉट के हाईलाइट डाउनलोड कीजिए सिर्फ एक टैप में। क्रिकोनेट, क्रिकेट आपके कंट्रोल में।
क्रिकनेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकोनेट ऐप और बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकनेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकोनेट ऐप और बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकनेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकोनेट ऐप और बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकनेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड
Clip that a massive 6 and share it. Seconds Criconet, download the app now. Big hits, better angles, don't miss. This Sunday the power is in your hands. Toggle between our 2-camera setup for a 360-degree view of every ball, instant fame. Clip that a massive 6 and share it. Seconds Criconet, download the app now. Big hits, better angles, don't miss. This Sunday the power is in your hands. Toggle between our 2-camera setup for a 360-degree view of every ball, instant fame. Clip that a massive 6 and share it. Seconds Criconet, download the app now. Big hits, better angles, don't miss. This Sunday the power is in your hands. Toggle between our 2-camera setup for a 360-degree view of every ball, instant fame. Clip that a massive 6 and share it. Seconds Criconet, download the app now. Big hits, better angles, don't miss. This Sunday the power is in your hands. Toggle between our 2-camera setup for a 360-degree view of every ball, instant fame. Clip that a massive 6 and share it. Seconds Criconet, download the app now. Big hits, better angles, don't miss. This Sunday the power is in your hands. Toggle between our 2-camera setup for a 360-degree view of every ball, instant fame. Clip that a massive 6 and share it. Seconds Criconet, download the app now. Big hits, better angles, don't miss. This Sunday the power is in your hands. Toggle between our 2-camera setup for a 360-degree view of every ball, instant fame. Clip that a massive 6
क्रिकोनेट ऐप और बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकोनेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग। ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी है। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकोनेट ऐप और बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकोनेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग। ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना
बोल दिया था।
Check. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I know we have a low number in the room, but number does not equate to the energy in the room. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. I want to hear from that side of the room. Good morning, everyone. I'm very good at field work. Should I really come around with a mic in my hand and greet you personally, everyone? Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. May I please request everyone in the audience to just step forward, take the front seats, so that later the audiences who join us, they may take the seats behind. Can I please request everyone there to take the seats ahead? Would really help us. Thank you so very much. Thank you. And yes, good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to all of you to this conference segment of the 26th edition of INDIASOFT. While the exhibition showcases innovation in action, these sessions are where we pause, we reflect and engage with the ideas shaping that innovation. Over the next few sessions, ladies and gentlemen, we will explore themes that are not just relevant, but defining this event, defining the technology, the business, and society at large. With that, let's get started with the first session of our day. The first session brings into focus a space that is rapidly evolving and deeply interconnected. The AI cyber nexus and artificial intelligence. As artificial intelligence continues to accelerate innovation, it is simultaneously expanding the landscape of digital risk, which makes one question critical. How do we build intelligently while ensuring we remain secure and resilient? To set the tone for this discussion, ladies and gentlemen, we begin with a keynote from someone who is closely involved in shaping India's AI mission at a national level. May I please invite Ms. Shikha Dahiya, Joint Director, Indian AI Mission, Ministry of Electronics and IT, to deliver the keynote address. And as she walks to the stage, let's welcome her with a thunderous round of applause. Some more energy and noise, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you and welcome, Ms. Shikha.
Thank you so much. Distinguished guests, colleagues, and partners, it is a privilege to address you today on a subject that sits at the heart of our digital future, the intersection of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. We are at a defining moment. Artificial intelligence is no longer a frontier technology. It is becoming the backbone of modern economies and governance systems. And as it advances, it is reshaping not just how we innovate, but also how we secure our digital ecosystems. From improving healthcare access in remote regions to enabling farmers to make informed crop decisions, AI is making every day simpler, smarter, and more connected. It is revolutionizing education through personalized learning, enhancing urban management, and strengthening governance. Flagship initiatives such as the India AI mission are central to this transformation. They are expanding access to compute infrastructure, supporting research, and enabling startups and institutions to build solutions with real-world impact. India's approach is rooted in ensuring that AI remains open, affordable, and inclusive, so that innovation benefits society as a whole. India has made significant strides in cybersecurity. It has achieved Tier 1 status in Global Cybersecurity Index 2024, taken out by International Telecommunication Union, with a score of 98.49 out of 100, placing it among global leaders in cybersecurity preparedness. As digital technologies become deeply embedded in our economy and society, cybersecurity has evolved into a strategic national priority. With the rise of AI, we are witnessing a fundamental shift in how cyber risks are understood, managed, and mitigated. AI is transforming cybersecurity by integrating capabilities such as machine learning, neural networks, and large language models into security systems. Unlike traditional rule-based approaches, AI systems can learn continuously, detect anomalies, and respond to evolving threats in real time. This shift is crucial. Today, cyber threats are dynamic, sophisticated, and increasingly automated. AI enables us to move from a reactive posture to a predictive and proactive approach. For instance, large language models are now used for phishing detection, automated threat reporting, and real-time incident response. AI also strengthens threat intelligence by analyzing vast data sets in real time, generating predictive insights, and significantly reducing response times, often the key factor in minimizing the impact of cyber incidents. Innovative solutions are already emerging. Companies use AI to generate real-time cyber risk scores by assessing vulnerabilities across people, processes, and technologies. Similarly, there are platforms that leverage AI to detect malware and prevent financial frauds. AI further enhances vulnerability management by identifying system weaknesses, prioritizing risk based on impact, and guiding efficient resource allocation. In essence, it helps organizations understand both where they are vulnerable and how to build resilience. While AI presents immense opportunities, it also introduces new and complex dimensions of digital risk. The same technologies that strengthen cybersecurity can be exploited to create AI-driven phishing attacks, deepfakes, and automated intrusions. Additionally, AI systems themselves can become targeted of sophisticated attacks, including data poisoning, model extraction, and evasion attacks. These risks can compromise the integrity, availability, and confidentiality of AI systems, undermining trust in automated decision-making and exposing sensitive data. Recognizing both the opportunities and the risks, the Government of India has adopted a balanced and forward-looking approach, promoting innovation while ensuring safety, trust, and accountability. On the research front, efforts focus on advanced and applied R&D in areas such as AI-driven threat modeling, IoT security, and next-generation threat intelligence. These initiatives aim to build adaptive and resilient cybersecurity systems. Institutionally, MeitY, through organizations such as CERTIN, continues to strengthen cyber resilience. Capacity building remains a priority, with regular training programs conducted in collaboration with industry to equip stakeholders with skills to address emerging AI-driven threats. In the financial sector, the Reserve Bank of India has introduced the Free AI framework, promoting responsible and ethical AI adoption through structured governance and security principles. India has also established a strong legal and regulatory foundation. The IT Act 2000 and associated rules mandate timely removal of harmful content and define platform accountability. The DPDP Act 2023 further strengthens trust by ensuring responsible data usage and emphasizing on consent. Complementing this, the India AI governance guidelines promote a human-centric and risk-based approach, ensuring that innovation aligns with principles of safety, transparency, and accountability. Awareness is equally critical. Through programs like Information Security Education and Awareness, millions of citizens, including students, teachers, and law enforcement personnel, have been sensitized to cyber hygiene and digital safety. Looking ahead, a few priorities stand out. First, we must strengthen research in areas such as adversarial AI and privacy-preserving technologies. Second, we need to build robust evaluation and certification frameworks to foster trust in AI systems and infrastructure. Third, it is essential to promote best practices for secure deployment with security requirements aligned to risk levels.
For the felicitation. Thank you so much, Ms. Shikha. Thank you, Mr. Veer Sagar. And now moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fireside chat to discuss and know more about this crucial topic. May I please invite Mr. Amit Dubey, author and national security expert, to join us on stage. Mr. Amit Dubey. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Some warmth, some energy. Can we have another round of applause with some warmth and some energy? Thank you so much. May I also invite on stage Mr. Vinay Nagpal, representing Loudoun County, USA, bringing a global perspective on technology ecosystem and governance. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him with a round of applause. Gentlemen, the stage is yours to lead the conversation. Thank you.
Morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much, V. Sagar sir. Friends, is being introduced that I'm a cybercrime investigator, an author, and whatever I have learned in my life, I have learned through criminals. And here I'm going to share some of these challenges. Those are there due to the innovations created by criminals every day and nowadays because of AI. So I've been joined by Mr. Vinay Nagpalji, who has over 30 years of experience in setting up data centers, IT infrastructures. And out of these 35 years, I think he was in US for more than 26 years. So he knows in depth about the challenges. Those have been evolving due to the latest cutting edge technologies, AI or quantum or futuristic quantum AI threats. So we'll discuss some of these threats and how we can overcome with the kind of preparation we have. And I'll share some of my experiences of last few months. We all know that AI is being now introduced in each and every part of our life. All of you would have used ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and Gemini. I got a complaint from a police station that people are actually, so there is a law in India that you can't check the gender of a baby before its birth, right? And they got a complaint that these people are actually taking the ultrasound report from doctors, giving it to AI, and finding the gender of the baby. So we wrote to all AI models that this is illegal in India and you should stop it. And they put a guardrail, so now you can't do it on ChatGPT or Gemini, but this law is there only in India. This law is not applicable in other countries. So if you use a VPN, under the same model, you can still use and get that done. And these kind of challenges will evolve further, that will challenge our legal framework, where we will not be able to stop such kind of AI threats. I got a request from a judge, and he said, Amit, there is a 15 minutes of audio recording of a lady and a boy in a car. And the boy is actually singing some romantic songs. There's a lady in the car. And his request was, can you, and there is a silent sound between these conversations. His request was, can you identify that these silent sounds are kissing sounds? पता कर सकते हैं आप? मैंने कहा सर कोई लैब नहीं बताएगी ये चीज. No, you please try, and we need this urgently. This is a personal matter, and I need your help. This is a very prominent judge. ठीक है, we'll try. And we used 3 AI models, and they have done it. They gave us clear report that this cannot be a kissing sound. And then I gave that report to judge that if it works, we can give you a signed report generated through AI. Then there are challenges that I got in a league. एक बहुत बड़ा conglomerate है Delhi का, and you all know about this case. They are fighting on their will. और एक बहुत ही dramatized sequence हुआ, and then that sequence, the chairman asked me, we need your help because we are receiving some emails from one of the board of directors. And this board of director is asking some sensitive details from us and also putting some allegations. तो मैंने कहा आपको मेरे से क्या help चाहिए? बोले can you find from where these emails are coming? मैंने कहा yes. So we checked the email headers and we found that these emails are coming from UK and US. They said, but this person cannot go to UK or US. He is too old then. We are unable to trace him. Where is he? तो मैंने कहा फिर हम legal कर जा सकते हैं because somebody has hacked his email and probably he is using his email. मैंने कहा no, you can't go legal because he can authorize somebody to send an email on his behalf, so you can still not go legal against this. So what to do? मैंने कहा write a letter in reply that we need a handwritten request for any such thing. We can't rely on email, and the handwritten request should be signed by you. तो उन्होंने वो email कर दी. Next day they got the handwritten letter with signature. And जो उनके lawyer थे, बड़े prominent lawyer हैं, दिल्ली के जो सब लोग जानते हैं. And I was there with all those lawyers, and they were excited. I mean, signature matching नहीं कर रहा. The last signature and the signature is not matching. There's a sufficient gap. We can still go legal. मैंने कहा wait, give me both the signatures. I took both the signatures and uploaded it to ChatGPT simply and asked, क्या ये signature एक ही आदमी ने किए हैं? And the ChatGPT analyzed both the signatures with 4 different algorithms, gave me 3-page report, and it concluded that both the signatures are done by the same person. But, and the but has changed this entire game. ChatGPT लिख रहा है अपनी रिपोर्ट में कि दोनों सिग्नेचर एक ही आदमी ने किए हैं, लेकिन जो दूसरा सिग्नेचर है, it is done under the pressure and fear. मैंने कहा what? ये कैसे कोई AI कह सकता है? Which means the AI is trained to analyze the signatures for your, to understand your psychology, to your mental condition at that time when you are writing this letter. There are many suicide cases that we have been investigating. Abhi Haryana mein hue senior police officers, government officers, and they wrote 8-page suicide letters. Was there a possibility to analyze that suicide load through AI to understand whether they have done it under pressure or fear? The AI can recognize, analyze your faces, audios, speaking style, writing style to understand whether you are telling truth or not. And this is creating a bigger challenge for us because privacy is our fundamental right. And that has been broken now. So with this, I'll start this discussion with Mr. Criconet, who will take us much deeper to these challenges. So Mr. Criconet, first of all, thank you so much. I just wanted to set a context with some of these examples that I've been facing in the last couple of months. And because he has enormous experience in this domain, so I would like to start with a very simple question, sir. That how do you see this evolution in last 10 years, especially when this Gen AI game has started, as a threat to data and also a threat to privacy to an end user?
Sure, Amit. Thank you so much for the question, and hello everyone. My name is Vinay Nagpal, and as mentioned earlier, I'm here representing Loudoun County in Virginia in the US. For those of you not familiar, Loudoun County is the leading data center market in the world. I have personally lived there and worked for the last 26 years. I have 2 different companies that I run there. I'm originally from New Delhi. And that's become the magnet for all digital infrastructure that's there related to data centers, terrestrial fiber cables, and of course there are subsea cables and internet exchange points as well. And Amit, everything you talked about in your opening remarks in terms of AI and its intelligence and some of the use cases you touched upon, right? At the end of the day, you need extremely robust infrastructure that's doing the algorithmic computation, that's doing all the analysis, that's doing the inference and the training and constantly working on that, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's Claude, whether it's Google Gemini, whether it's Microsoft Copilot, regardless of the platform, right? So what we specialize in our company is that backend infrastructure for AI in terms of data centers, in terms of compute, in terms of cooling technologies for the heat dissipated by the AI-centric chipsets. Again, we can get into all of that. But coming back to your questions, right? I mean, I think this is a completely unprecedented time for us in terms of the evolution of technology, you know, in terms of what's happening around us. Initially, when people started talking about AI, there were questions around, is this going to stay? You know, what it really means for the industry, and really, I think what it means for mankind, if you ask me, because we are, as you just mentioned, some of the use cases, we are constantly coming across unparalleled situations and unprecedented circumstances where AI is being used, right? So yeah, I think there is definitely, if you ask me, the more we are applying technology and the more sophisticated it gets, there is a fine line in between privacy in terms of, you know, how it's violating some of the previously, you know, very secured and 4 walls kind of you know, setups that we had when it comes to our personal data, our personal information. So much is accessible now that we know of. A lot of it we still don't know what's out there, right? So I think, like anything else, that is going to be a constant challenge for us to be able to get to the silver lining in terms of what's that, you know, magic formula where we as humans are comfortable with the amount of data that's out there and how much of our personal information is there, how it's consumed, how it's interpreted, right? And kind of couple that with the way technology is deployed, and the technology evolution is going to continue to happen, obviously, but to say the least, it's definitely unprecedented times that we are living in.
Very interesting. So thank you so much, sir, for that. But because India is also trying to participate in this entire revolution, we just completed an AI summit, and there was all the stakeholders globally joined this summit. How do you see India's role in this AI journey for next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, so I had the privilege of being here for the AI Summit as well, the same venue, and I've been in a lot of conferences and spoken at a lot of events. I have not seen a conference of that scale anywhere in the world, first of all.
I think Shikha should have been here because she would love to hear this. She has been one of the curators of this conference. So
sure,
thank you so much for
no, absolutely.
Word of applause. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, I think there were definitely a lot of moving parts, a lot of challenges. But putting that aside, I think, as I mentioned, I'm originally from New Delhi, and every opportunity I get to come back, there's a strong element of patriotism and wanting to be part of, the ride that's happening in India, which I'll get to give you my perspective. But I think the summit itself was one of its kind for the country and for the world, and clearly a mark was made on the global scale with what India put together to begin with as an event. Coming to the genesis of it in terms of all the deals that were done, I was here representing again the U.S. government, part of our relationship with the Loudoun County, which is here as well. We participate in ESC every year for the last 5 to 6 years. So in addition to data centers, we actually encourage young and upcoming Indian companies who want to have that visibility, have that exposure to the U.S. And that's where I'm personally involved and my team as international business ambassador for the government. So we have government officials, and our role there is to facilitate with Indian companies who want to establish a presence there. And I think to answer your question, over the last 5 to 10 years, I have had the privilege to be involved with the Indian data center industry, and now with the AI side as well in multiple ways. I run 2 different companies. One is related to all digital infrastructure advisory work that we do. The second is media related work for the digital infrastructure industry. So we have clients in India. We work a lot with the government as well. And I think that growth, to see that, to be part of that, has been very humbling and rewarding at the same time, and something we should all really take a step back and be proud of, because what happens a lot of times, we're constantly running and kind of doing a lot, but I think it's important to take stock of where we are at, what we've accomplished, and to be proud of that, and where the entire world is looking at India from that lens of being a leader.
Thank you so much, Vinay. And one of the most sought question when we introduce AI in each and every part of our life, what would be the job prospects for this generation after so much use of AI in each and every part of our daily life? Are we going to lose many of these jobs? Are there going to be new kind of jobs? Can you give some of your perspective in this, please?
Yeah, I think, let me address the big elephant in the room, right, which is this concept of quote-unquote losing jobs. When AI was becoming mainstream, and it still is, as you very well know, given the breadth of work you do as well, I think there was this misnomer about AI taking away jobs, first of all, right? I think the bigger perspective on this statement is that if you are not using AI, your job and your way of operation will become redundant, right? I think that's the important part. But so I personally am a believer that AI, if anything, is creating a lot more jobs, a lot more opportunities in a very, again, unprecedented way in terms of whether it's on the development stack, whether it's on the infrastructure side. If you look at on the data center side as well, a lot of new design elements have been introduced to support and sustain AI workloads. And when you're talking about, another very strong element is the neo-cloud providers, which is companies like Caruso, CoreWeave, Cirruscale, Lambda, Nscale, Nebius. These companies are what I call as the new age companies, and all they're doing is they're standing up cloud infrastructure purely built on GPUs. And again, these companies need a lot of talent where you have people who are involved with standing up cloud-based infrastructure. They are selling their services or their compute services to AI application companies. So again, going back to put it in perspective for the audience, the examples you gave in your opening remarks, all of that work is happening on the basis of companies that are adopting AI as a tool. They have AI applications. Those applications are sitting, for the most part, on these neo-cloud providers. And of course, you have the hyperscalers as well, the Microsoft and the AWS and Google platform and Oracle now in a big way. But then you have the new age companies, right? So coming back to your question, I'm a very strong believer that there is a lot of opportunities in the technology sector at large. When you look at AI as a phenomena, it's really not a technology, it's a global phenomena that's happening around us. I think if anything, it's only going to further the level of skill set, further the level of depth of intricate knowledge that's needed to excel and grow.
So we need some change in our education framework and system to put the right skills to this next generation force that we are creating, right? Or what kind of changes do you see for that?
Yeah, again, reflecting on the AI Summit, and absolutely, please do let the organizers know, and if they want, I'm happy to speak to them. I was so pleasantly pleased to see the number of universities, schools that were part of the AI Summit. So the summit, in that essence, was very encouraging for the young talent, right? Of course, I mean, that's an extremely, extremely important point facing us as an industry, if you look at digital infrastructure industry, right? And there are a lot of initiatives. I can give you a couple of examples that I'm personally involved in. I sit on the board of SMU, which is Southern Methodist University in Houston, Texas, and we have introduced the world's first Masters in Data Center Engineering program. So it's a full-fledged master's program. Similarly, in Northern Virginia, we have NVCC, which is Northern Virginia Community College. We have introduced data center and AI operations management programs there. So there's a lot more that needs to happen on both the fronts, both being, even for the education system, to have the right kind of programs for the next generation to be able to take those programs and develop the skill set. But at the same time, for the companies that are involved in that, to be encouraging of new active educational development amongst the younger generation.
So can I take that liberty to connect you with some of the Indian universities to come up with a similar kind of mature master's or bachelor's program where we can actually fill this gap, because I think we are not aligned still with the kind of skills that we need for this requirement. I think there's a big gap. In fact, some of these challenges that I see personally, in November last year, there was a big data hack of MobiQuick in Gurgaon. 11th of November, they had some patch update, and on 12th or 13th of November, they lost 40 crores in 2,500 merchant accounts. And when I got up in the morning, I got a call from a news channel. Ki sir, ek TV debate hai, would you like to participate and to discuss the MobiQuick hack? And I was not prepared, so I asked ChatGPT that, what is all this about? Can you give me some bullet points, and I need to appear on television. ChatGPT gave me some bullet points, clear bullet points that you can refer to. This is a root cause, this is the way it has happened, this much money is lost, this investigation is going on. Last में लिखता है ChatGPT, आपको FIR की copy भी चाहिए? And I quickly called the Priyanshu Diwan, the ACP Gurgaon. मैंने कहा, sir, FIR कब हुई? बोले अभी सुबह 2 घंटे पहले. And I was shocked. मैंने कहा, within 2 years, some of these journalists would have uploaded this FIR on ChatGPT to probably draft the news. And this is really scary. It's not only you. Anyone in your network could be the reason of data leak, which could be very, very sensitive to you. So I'm coming back to security challenges, because most of these large language models we are using belong to US or other countries. Very few of them belong to India. But then it is easier to go for a mature, pre-trained model and fine-tune it for any other requirements. do you suggest we should adopt this way of building our AI solutions, or we always rely on our in-house large language models and maturing them in long run to be more safe for future?
Yeah, so I think the whole fundamental thesis behind these LLMs is the more you use them, the smarter they get, right? Any kind of model, as you know, right? So I think from what I understand, and I have had the opportunity to work with this company in India called Yota Infrastructure. They're owned by the Hiranandani Group, and they started primarily from a colocation product line background, got into the Shakti Cloud, and then there has been significant progress there lately with Yota itself to have India's self-sustained, Indian developed, owned, operated AI model, right? So I think that will, if you ask me, Amit, I think that journey will continue for India to progress and really to lead that charge, right? But to your point, whether it's ChatGPT I mentioned earlier, whether it's Claude, whether it's you look at DeepSeek, I mean, of course, that comes from a different part of the world. But these models are going to coexist, and there will come a time as AI also matures. There will definitely be some rationalization. And all the major hyperscalers now are big time into it, from Google to Meta to AWS in their own way, right? They're involved in the journey. So I would say that by all means, I think with the work that India as a country is doing, and certainly a lot of the companies involved should continue on that path.
Thank you so much, Vinay. And would you like to suggest some policy changes in Indian AI framework which will help us to grow much faster, be more secure and sustainable? So I think sustainable and secure AI, or I would say more ethical use of AI, because most of this AI use cases that I see now is because I am from other side, I am from criminal investigation side. So I see too much negative use of AI, creating fake contents, video and voice cloning. And even I was just investigating a case of an investment fraud where a person lost 16 crores, a government officer. And then he was hesitating to share that entire sequence of events. So I asked him, how could you believe when you were investing? He said, Amit, इतना ड्रामेटाइज था ये सारा कि कोई भी ट्रैप हो जाएगा. मैंने कैसे? बोले, I was just searching on Google for some learning for the share investment techniques. And I got a video and I joined a group, and then I saw some of these people are sharing some of these screenshots where they had made money with this app and AI app. And I thought कि यार मैं जबरदस्ती थोड़ा कोई मेरे से पैसा ले लेगा. देख लेते हैं, थोड़ा सीख लेते हैं. So for a couple of weeks I was just watching, and suddenly I got a call from a girl. Ki, sir, I got your number from this group, and I'm doubtful that ये सही हो सकता है क्या? Can you please verify this, and is it okay to invest? And I'm seriously thinking to analyze and investigate. तो मैंने कहा ठीक है, मैं investigate करता हूँ. फिर बोले मैंने कुछ कर नहीं पाया, तो I got a call from a boy. Sir, I got a number from this group, and I did some investigation, and I found this company is true, and I visited their office and also checked various details, and मुझे तो लग रहा है सब ठीक है, पर ऐसा होता थोड़ी ना है कि 20% रिटर्न आ जाए, 25% पर डे रिटर्न आ जाए. फिर एक और कॉल आया, and then suddenly some of these people have shared some investigative data, and I shared that data with this girl. The girl had invested, and then she was thankful कि sir, thank you so much, आपने मुझे सही गाइडेंस दे दी और मैंने इन्वेस्ट किया, मेरा पैसा बन गया. अब बोले थोड़े दिनों बाद मुझे लगा कि जब मेरे ही सजेशन से ये लोग पैसा कमा रहे हैं तो मैं ही क्यों ना कमा लूं. The point is, ये सारे लोग फेक थे. 7, 8, 9 people called them, but all of them fake. And this will become much more complex because now we see much more sophisticated AI where we have a real-time video call scenarios as well. So I'm sure, as Vinay has mentioned, that we are going to these interesting times. India had to bring their own AI security framework as well, where we can regulate some of these negative use of AI in each and every segments. But then I would like to take a final remark from Vinay and some suggestions to Indian government. How should they plan their AI strategy? I'm sure some of these are still open, and in discussion. So we will definitely like to put it to the right
Sure.
chair, and that
Sure,
will help
yeah,
us.
I'll give you a quick perspective here. So I think from a Indian government perspective, there's already, from what I understand, an extremely strong emphasis on public-private partnership. I think that should definitely continue for the growth of the industry at large. Recently, the finance minister announced until 2047, which is the 100 years of India's independence, to have no tax for the data center industry. And that is leading to a lot of development here for AI scale of new infrastructure being developed, right? Now that's extremely important because back to your earlier comment about handling the LLMs within the country, you have to have the infrastructure. Energy is an extremely important part of the entire equation. Land, as a matter of fact, is the least common denominator, and there's a lot of emphasis on not just renewable energy, but on-site energy generation with hydrogen and other means, which is an extremely important part of the entire industry ecosystem, right? So you'll see a lot more happening there from a government perspective. That public-private partnership aspect, as I said, is very important, because if you really put it in perspective and look at it in terms of our adoption of technology, right? I'm a believer that the human species is an evolving species, and this is what I call as the digital evolution of us as humans, right? The other day I was at a friend's house. He bought a new house. He was showing me in his house he had 54 IP addresses for his garage door opener, his microwave and fridge, and of course that's happening pretty much everywhere now. It doesn't matter which country, right? But the point being that as we are adopting more and more technology, AI is being built into every facet of technology in different at a component level now. I think having that robust infrastructure is important, and at a government level, the importance of public-private partnership and really kind of incentivizing the government, the private sector to be ahead of the curve, is going to be extremely important for the success.
That's great. Thank you so much, Mr. Vinay, for the wonderful discussion and your insight for this entire heated discussion. Thank you so much, audience, for being part of this. I think we can wrap it up here. We are short of time, so thank you so much. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.
Check. Thank you, Mr. Amit and Mr. Vinay. I'd like to invite Mr. D. Sagar on stage for the felicitation, requesting Mr. Amit Dubey and Mr. Vinay Nagpal to please accept the token of appreciation to mark our gratitude. What stood out through all the use cases you shared, gentlemen, was the convergence of policy, intelligence, enforcement, and global practice coming together to address a challenge that is both complex and immediate. From understanding evolving threat landscapes like data leak to recognizing the need for stronger, more adaptive work frameworks, this conversation highlighted that AI continues to advance. Our approach to security must evolve just as rapidly. And this can be facilitated with the help of academia as well. Thank you so much. You urged us today, gentlemen, to be more responsible about the systems we are building. We'll get started with the next session, ladies and gentlemen. Just allow us a minute to set up the stage.
Okay.